question was, there's a lot of shifts in terms of multiple different types of capital, particularly for the seed stage. What should you optimize for? And I'm not going to say 3 things because Avichal will make fun of me. I think there's between 3 and 5 things that you can optimize for. So number 1 is I would definitely background check them / talk to other founders that they backed and ask what happens when things go bad versus good, and just make sure that they're people who are going to be stable and thoughtful and all the rest of it. 2 is, can they help or not? I don't think founders will make or break your company, but I think some of them can be more helpful than others, and some can be actively destructive. 3rd is, I wrote a blog post once about how I think there's like 7 different types of startup investors, and I won't bore you with it, but the takeaway on it is, there's people who are great at company building, people with great networks, people with industry knowledge, people who can help you with company building, later stage rounds, whatever it is, and you want to view the people for your seed in particular as almost a portfolio over time. What is a set of skills that I want on board that I can't hire in, but that I can get help on? So I kind of view it that way. I think branding matters in terms of attracting employees. I think it matters less for customers, although some people think it'll help them with that. Yeah, I think those are sort of the main ones. I don't know if you'd add anything, but.
How about number of investors?
It's a toughie. I think it depends on the type of product that you're doing sometimes. I'd say somewhere between like 3 on the very low end, probably more like 5, up to like a dozen is reasonable. I've seen some companies with 40 people for their seed, and I think it just gets onerous in terms of like managing all the people. Or when you exit, sometimes there may be more tax efficient structures that require 100% shareholder approval, and so then you're chasing down 40 people, some of whom are on vacation or hiking or offline or whatever, and so it's sometimes hard to just coordinate all that. One way that I've seen people work around that is they'll basically run a no-carry angelless syndicate themselves, where they'll aggregate the 30 people into one vehicle, so only one vehicle needs to sign. So I've seen hacks around that, but fundamentally I think somewhere on the order of like 5 to 12. If you do have a VC lead it, I would definitely make sure to include angels, because sometimes the VC incentives are very different from your own, and the angel incentives tend to be closer. And so they'll often help you if the VC doesn't around certain aspects of your company.
Probably the only other one I'd add is it's a little bit of a dark art, but there is a dollar amount that makes each investor care. So for an angel investor, it might be like $25K. For a VC fund, it might be $1 million. And if you give that VC fund $100,000, they actually just don't care. Now they have option value. They get to see your investor updates, and if you knock it out of the park, they can preempt the A, and so it's great for them. And then you actually get very little value out of it. You're not going to get any time. And so there's a little bit of, this is actually, I think, where angel investors are really valuable, is they can help you sort of navigate, actually, what you should do is not give this person $200,000. You actually only need to have an allocation of $100,000. And if you take the $100,000 and give an extra $100,000 over here, that's going to really, really get this person jazzed about it, and now they're going to give you all the time in the world. And so there's actually a little bit of like a balancing act of how do you size the allocations appropriately.